going on YouTube? Welcome to another video. And this looks like a Tuesday night to me where we are squatting, but we are doing the high bar setting on this compared to the SSB, so a little bit less upright. And we're wearing glasses because this week I got an eye infection, and so couldn't wear contacts as it healed, had eye drops and stuff, and so was wearing glasses, which I hate doing because it just doesn't feel great. I feel like my head gets compressed, my head looks bigger, and depending on how big your lenses are, sometimes you get a mix of your corrected vision and then the outside, depending, like the outside of the actual lens where it's blurry, which throws me off and gives me motion sickness. So anyway, but we still had to train, so we threw the glasses on and then just went in to train. So obviously I knew going into this probably wasn't going to be the best workout. Anytime something like that changes, you're just like, okay, whatever, gotta do what I gotta do. So that's what I did. Just squatting to the best of our ability, going from there. So that's fine. And I think this ended up being like a week-long thing where I think I did 7 days of eye drops. So you don't really want your contact in there. It interferes with the medication working. And then also it can allow place for the bacteria to grow and expand. So it is what it is. Sometimes stuff just happens. I am somebody prone to allergies, so just whatever. It's a pretty easy process too, by the way. I was able to contact my physician online and then just get a script right away and basically get started. So the marvels of the current medical state, even though it's crazy in this country, but there are some benefits like the telemedicine stuff when for less severe things. Obviously if you have an ailment that requires a specialist, you probably shouldn't be getting diagnosed over the computer, but it is what it is. So I was able to get my issue fixed and taken care of, and just had to deal with the consequences of it for my vision, which is fine, but you know, it is what it is. So did the deadlifts too, though. I think they stayed on. Sometimes when you're deadlifting, if you've got headphones, like the ones that go over ear, or glasses, if you move too fast or there are reverberations, they may they may fall off. So that's also why I prefer contacts. It just makes it easier to do everything that I normally do already. So no worries. And I forgot these were beltless, so not too bad for beltless. And then just another angle here, covered in chalk on the sides because I think I over chalked to compensate for my lack of vision with the glasses on, but it's all good. So got the workout in. Probably wasn't too happy about it, but we did what we had to do. Swing squat here. I think we did not use the band on here just to get some extra hypertrophy and just kind of went in there. So not terrible. This one I didn't really have to worry too much about the vision being a thing because you're in a machine, so it kind of controls the range of motion, and then you know, you just have to do the motion. So not too terrible, and honestly a lot better than I originally anticipated. Sometimes I will get nauseous during the workout and it's just not a good time, so didn't this time. Paced myself, and I think I just really made sure I was like looking ahead and making sure that controlling my breathing and everything too, so that's fine. I do notice I sweat more with the glasses though, so I'm not sure why. Just an extra accessory on there to retain heat, I don't know. But did all that, moved down from there, went toward typical ham curl. Again, the lying ham curl is probably my favorite. It's like doing a preacher curl for the biceps, and it's just like it's a great stretch. You don't get it from the seated one, and then the single one, you don't really, you don't get that arc and range of motion because of the curvature in the bottom there. So still one of my favorite pieces and super popular. So most gyms tend to have them, either they're plate loaded or whatever. So, and then single leg extension here, which has been the staple now. There is, I guess there are, to be grammatically correct, the other leg extensions for both legs, but honestly I get away with so much when it comes to that exercise simply from both legs working together bilaterally. There's such a weakness in one side that I'm really trying to focus on strengthening it. Even when I do these though, you'll see like the difficulty from the first set that I did with the right leg, and then the left leg just annihilates it like it's no one's business. So it's very strange. I really don't have an answer for why that's the case, but just gotta do what you gotta do as long as we're making progress. Then we're moving over to our back day. So just doing some hybrid rows here, working up and moving through these pretty quickly because honestly, the back day is probably the least interesting of all the stuff I do. Just a lot of pulling and then hypertrophy and stuff, so nothing too crazy, and just something that I enjoy. When you get a nice back pump, it's like unlike anything else, so just do what you got to do and kind of go from there, and then be able to break it down into other bits and pieces. So it's hard to get angles here sometimes. It's just because everything's kind of nice and compact together with the machines and the platforms here. So try to be understanding of everybody else here, and I don't really want to get in anyone's way at the camera and stuff too, though. So you can see the other end here. The upper body stuff, as for most gyms, tends to be the more busy side. Most people they want to train upper body rather than lower body, so yeah, it is what it is. But also allows for some like change of pace and things like that too. So bent over ball bar rows here, and honestly just kind of pushing through to get these done because I hate doing them this way. It's just really uncomfortable in my core. Maybe I'll start wearing a belt on these, I don't know, but just got to do them. I figure I'd build these in, but I think I might change to another row variation, maybe a machine, just so I can focus on the contraction a little bit more and not have to be so fatigued. So I believe that was my logic. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here we can do, so it all just depends on exactly what I'm trying to accomplish. Sometimes there's multiple lat pull downs like this one here, and then one over to the other side where whatever's open I'll just use. It doesn't really bother me too much as long as I can get the movement down. And again, really liking the Avenger row. Just allows for like a nice contraction that you would normally get, nice and controlled, and then doesn't require a barbell to set up. So after I've done my heavy rows and everything, I don't have to do too crazy of things. Then just plate load them to where you are content, then take them off when you're done. So pretty easy concept. So that's the one benefit to all this stuff. You can kind of just move from exercise to exercise. If someone's using something, you just shift and use another. So, but that's the workout. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching the latest video. If you want to help support the channel, I actually own my own wet shaving and grooming e-commerce website where everything's handmade by me. It's www.apexsoaps.com, and you can get a 10% off code using wet shaver. We've got some cool scents here. We've got some Coca-Cola scents, a horchata scent, traditional barbershop, just some really cool stuff. And you can purchase samples or you can buy the whole set. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email. Be quick to respond. Thanks for watching.